Welcome to the Stock Market Daily News Podcast. It's Friday, February 8th, 2026. Let's quickly rewind the tape on yesterday's action. Wall Street roared higher as the Dow Jones surged nearly 2.5%, closing above the 50,000 mark for the first time ever. The S&P 500 jumped almost 2%, and the Nasdaq soared more than 2.1%. Big tech, Bitcoin, and precious metals all rebounded sharply after a week of volatility. Today, we'll break down what fueled these dramatic moves, dig into Europe's relief rally, discuss Michael Burry's surprising GameStop call, and spotlight shifting trends in small-cap investing. Let's get started. First up, stocks worldwide staged a major comeback. After days of selling, the Dow shot up 1,200 points to finish at 50,115, thanks to a wave of technical buying and optimism that recent sell-offs had gone too far. The S&P 500 rose nearly 134 points to 6,932, while the Nasdaq booked its biggest one-day gain since November, closing at 23,031. Chipmakers led the charge, with the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index soaring almost 5.7% as investors scooped up tech bargains. The rally also lifted industrials, staples, and energy stocks, each reaching record closing highs. For investors, the message is clear. Market momentum can snap back fast after oversold conditions, especially in sectors punished by recent headlines. Meanwhile, it wasn't just U.S. stocks staging a rebound. Europe's Stoxx 600 climbed 0.9% on Friday, capping the week with a 1% gain. The broad-based bounce was powered by strong earnings from defense firms such as Norway's Kongsberg, which jumped over 15%. Even as auto giant Stellantis plunged more than 25% on surprise charges from scaling back electric vehicle development. The moves highlight the ongoing tug-of-war between old and new economy sectors in Europe, especially as investors reassess AI-driven risks and opportunities. Now, let's talk crypto. Bitcoin staged a double-digit rally, surging almost 11% to close just below $70,000 after a brutal decline earlier in the week that saw it nearly half from last year's record. Ethereum also bounced nearly 11%. The rebound came even as questions swirl about crypto's stability and role in investor portfolios. Analysts say margin calls and leveraged sell-offs amplified recent losses. While some see this as another boom-bust cycle typical for crypto, others warn the integration of digital assets into mainstream finance means these swings now have broader market impacts. If you hold crypto assets, remember, volatility goes both ways and tighter regulations are on the horizon. Vietnam, for example, just proposed a tax on crypto similar to income from stocks. Switching gears to U.S. mutual funds, the Quant Small Cap Fund made notable changes last month, exiting ONGC and 3 other stocks while adding Gillette India to its portfolio. The fund increased its positions in several high-growth small caps like Best AgriLife, while trimming stakes in others. Management says the focus is on maintaining liquidity and staying defensive, reflecting caution in the current environment. For investors in small-cap funds, manager moves signal shifting risk appetite and the hunt for under-the-radar growth stories as larger stocks steal the headlines. And finally, a bold prediction from Big Short investor Michael Burry. He's named GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen his pick for the next Warren Buffett. Burry praises Cohen's patience, frugal approach, and skill in capital management, noting that GameStop has built up a $9 billion cash pile. Cohen's aiming for a transformational acquisition to turn GameStop into a bigger conglomerate, echoing Buffett's playbook at Berkshire Hathaway. For shareholders, this brings optionality, but also higher risk if deals misfire. Keep an eye on GameStop for moves that could shake up the traditional retailer's image. Let's wrap up with the numbers. The Dow finished at 50,115, the S&P 500 at 6,932, and the Nasdaq at 23,031. Volatility remains high, but momentum is swinging back for now. Looking ahead, keep your eyes on the upcoming U.S. payrolls report and any fresh signals from central banks on interest rates. That's your 2-minute market briefing. Be sure to subscribe for your essential daily recap and check our feed for breaking updates.